Was good? Hilt JCS, the owner, founder, ruler, grand poobah of OCW subsidiaries. Podcast today, we will have Lance Frisco of Unite/Fam or Fam/Unite. I'm not too sure how that works. In addition to that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's been supporting us and liking, retweeting, and all that stuff. The output, whatever. The podcast has kind of swung up, and I just want to say thank you for everybody from the sim community, as well as the Caw and or League competitive community who's been checking out the podcast and retweeting and liking and, dropping comments. We appreciate you, and it's nice to see the support. So thank you again very much. And if you're new, don't forget to slam that subscribe button. You can catch us on YouTube at OCWFedTV and at Twitter at OCWFed and on Twitch at OCWFed. So yeah, I guess it's Lance Frisco and we're about to start the show. So here we motherfucking go. Yes, no introductions. Just my guest right now is Lance Frisco. Lance, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I thought I wrote it wrong. I was like, oh Jesus. I just know you as Black Homer Simpson. Like, yeah, makes me laugh.
Black Homer Simpson.
Yeah, you're Black Homer Simpson. So this is the next episode. We got Lance Frisco on from the Caw community, and his fire alarm is doing a run-in as well. We'll start off with some quick questions. First and foremost, how long have you been part of the sim community?
Sim community? Since 2K14. I've been playing the game since Here Comes the Pain came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2K14. All right, it's a bit of time. And currently, right now, you are in multiple organizations or one organization?
I have my own show called New Age Horizons, and I'm in Unite.
Oh, I see. I actually seen that New Age Horizons joint. Tell me a little bit about the New Age Horizons.
I started it in 2K15 with my friend Define. That was the worst game. It was 2K15.
Tell me about
it. There was nothing. It was the most bare bones piece of shit game ever. There was no cutscenes, no nothing. We barely knew what we were doing.
Do you want to hear a funny side story?
Yeah, sure.
So I told you before that I've been running OCW for 14 years. Do you want to take a guess which game caused us to take a hiatus midway through the fucking season?
Definitely 2K15.
Not even WrestleMania 21. You're probably a baby before that, during that game, but not even WrestleMania 21 caused me to take a hiatus, son. 2K15 was trash. Yep. And shout out to Bobby Minio for pushing 2K15 because of the new fucking console. Anyway, sorry. So, yes, so 2K15, you realized it was trash, so continue your story.
We still just went through it because we knew what we had. It wasn't great, but we knew we had, like, something special there. And then as time went on, people were like, oh, you guys should shut down. And then as years went on, you're like, oh, we should keep going. We love your show. And then at some point I got into FAM and I was just getting older, going through college, and I was like, yo, I can't do FAM, college, and NAH anymore. So I dropped NAH, did my FAM stuff, and now I'm in Unite. I'm doing NAH and I'm still in school, about to graduate back.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know you kind of just did the TLDR, but we're going to have to go back and pick into it. So you said that some people were telling you to stop or to quit?
Yeah, because all right, so when we first started, my friend Define, he had a gimmick called Mr. Champion. And that whole gimmick was he's held every single title and every single Call League ever.
Oh, no.
So we were like, oh, this is innocent. No one's going to get mad. They're going to laugh.
Oh, no.
Little do we know, he had most of the sim community down his throat, and they hated us right off the bat. Like, first episode, everything, they hated him. They hated us. So it took us a while to get that stigma off of us, the stench of hatred off of us. Then over time, people were like, "Oh, this actually isn't a bad program."
So take me through that. Why? So this is the question that I have for Jacob Anderson. A shout out to Jacob, and for Nick Virtue, shout out to Nick. So he was called Mr. Champion. So why was he? I guess. Well, why did the people in the Caw community or the Sim community or both dislike this person to begin with? Was it because in every other organization he did hold championships?
No, he didn't. It was just a stupid ass gimmick. It was just like, I held it, but he actually didn't hold the title. We always had some stupid excuse as to why he never actually was seen with the belt.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of sold me. So what the fuck is wrong with that? They no, that's hilarious.
That's what we thought it was. We thought it was so funny. People are like, no. Well, I think like that transition period from 2K14 to 2K15, there was still people who took this like super serious and whatnot. And me and Define were just like, we're just gonna have fun with it, you know. But they didn't really take a shine for it.
But all right, like, but is it because I'm gonna go into that? Is it basically the fact that he's like, oh, I'm the champion, and someone's like, no, you're not. Like, yes, I am. Like, no,
yeah, that's exactly.
That's literally like we have a guy that does that. Like, he's been doing that for like the past 7 years, and it's annoying, but it's hilarious. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like he said, I want to, because we have a guy, our top guy, basically our Undertaker now is Nate Ortiz. He actually joined us when he was like 14. I took him from some other shitty CAW competitive league, right? And now he's in his 20s and he's, you know, a teacher. He's a good guy, whatever. But he's an Undertaker, so he's still really good at the game. So the guy I mentioned, the trash guy, he was like, I'm undefeated against Nate Ortiz. So I'm like, you sure about that? So we had them fight, and he beat the piss out of the guy, trash. He beat him up, whooped his ass. And this is competitive, so it's basically a beating. And you could just hear him going, help, as he was just getting murdered. Like he has a bad eye, as I mentioned last week, and the other eye almost got shut because he just got waffle stomped. So do you know what he said the day after that match?
What happened?
Undefeated against Nate Ortiz 5-on-5. And he's like, what does that mean? Like, and then there was a week explaining what the hell that meant. And he's like, I'm undefeated. They're like, you're not. And it's like, oh, okay. It's hilariously stupid, but so I bring it back to your guy. So what's that's innocent. Why are these people so stringent and serious about seriously nothing?
I honestly, at that time, I really couldn't answer. I think it's because they didn't really know us as like personally, because I knew who they were just from watching like the shows they were on, but they didn't know us because we were both on different consoles at the time. So I guess they thought we were taking it more serious than we actually were. But now I think everyone doesn't really care.
All right, well, good. Over time, it eroded. So let me ask you this: with your New Age Horizons, correct?
Yeah.
All right, with New Age Horizons, how did you guys do the matches? Do you do them as it full sim? Is it like what Nick said, where you guys work an actual match? Is it AI versus AI? Is it highlight reel, like nonstop? Is it zoomed in, which I hate so much? Or what is it?
Yeah, it's what Nick pretty much does. The emulation, I guess, simulation.
There you go. Hey, I know you listen. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that.
So you guys are. When I thought about it, actually, I had this like discussion within my community, or rather some of the innards of my community, and the consensus is they don't really feel, they're not really high on sim stuff, but some of them get it. But me personally, I kind of the working a match emulating, I don't really dislike that. Only if, and the problem is I don't think that I've actually seen anybody do it to the, you know, the level that they want to explain it as. But because, for example, my guys, they really, like, the best players know their moves inside and out. They know when they're gonna do this spot. They'll do spots, but they're doing spots while the guy is trying their best. The opponent trying, well, please don't hit me with this spot. He's trying their best not to get hit by it, but you know, it's skill based. So in that same aspect, I could kind of appreciate somebody who knows their moveset, knows their character, knows their you know, their avatar so well that they can put all that shit together with somebody else who can also put it together, and then, you know, you have a good match. But like I said, I haven't seen it. So like, if you have anyone you want to reference, or if you have any videos for me to take a look at, you know, so I can be the judge of that and see how that is, because that makes me excited to see a match. But it's just, as I said, I'll check out a sim show. I was like, oh, it, like, I, you know, different folks for different strokes, but I've yet to see where it's like, oh, these dudes like it almost looks like a competitive match, but it isn't. It's kind of like, it's almost like some weird form of digital ballet or whatever.
Right. You know what's funny? I actually don't sim myself anymore. I stopped. I do pretty much highlight reel matches now. Simulation is kind of, or emulation is kind of so boring to me. I couldn't do it anymore.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I just couldn't do what I want with the game. You know, it was, I don't know.
And you, well, on the desk you're gonna have to elaborate. What do you mean? like going from like sequence to sequence seamlessly. I couldn't do that. As opposed to highlight reel matches, I can just set up what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And is there like a weird in between time between highlight clips? Because I've noticed that as well. Like, I'll see people post them on Twitter and they look cool, but then when you when you like watch him in practice, a lot of it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't resonate with me. So how do you work your highlight joints? Take me through.
I just when I'm starting one, I don't really have a plan. I'm just like, all right, this character. This is what this character does. I'm just gonna see what happens, and then I don't know. I can link you one. So you can kind of get an idea. I don't really know how to explain it.
No, it's fine. If you can't explain it, it's okay. Link me and I'll take a look at it. Because again, I'm just trying to figure things out. All right, so we covered New Age Horizons and what was his name? Was it? I'm sorry, it started with D. Define and the Champion's Champion or Mr. Champion. I like that.
Mr. Champion, yeah,
it's hilarious. Shout out to you, sir. Define. Okay, so now you joined FAM and Nick touched on FAM a little bit. When did you join those dudes?
I joined at the same time as him.
Okay. So you were privy
we actually debuted on the same show. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were privy to that whole rigmarole that he had.
Yeah, I was in the inner circle he was talking about. So
Oh, you guys got heat, or you guys cool or what?
No, actually it was funny. I didn't like him, but then I would say we became associates.
Okay. Well, I like Nick and you seem cool, so I don't know. Like when he mentioned that people are like don't like him, like how? I don't get it, but
I don't know. I think I was just me seeing him tweet. I was like, yo, this dude comes across as like such a dickhead. Like I really don't like this guy.
Back then, right? Not because
it was back then. I was
really. Well, I mean, I can see how that could happen. Because honestly, even within my horseshit league stuff, there's so much bad blood. I could spend an episode talking about bad blood. I'll leave it like this. If you ever had the benefit of someone trying to take your intellectual property and say that it's their own intellectual property when it isn't, then I've had that with arenas, and when I say I had that, I mean also my community. I don't mean just me, but I've had people try to clone my site and rename it like the same thing except changing a word. I've had that. Those people sank. I've had people cozy up to me on some, hey man, you want to help me out with something? Cool. Only to find out that they're doing the same thing I'm doing, which is fine. But then only to fucking, I want to be your Ring of Honor guy. I'm like, nah, we're cool. And then only for them people to go and disparage me in private over and over nothing. They're the mean guys. They're the bad guys. Da, 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 da. People are dumb for some strange reason. So I just found it weird as someone to give Nick that connotation. I thought he was cool. So all right, so you hear him in FAM. Yeah, you were around the sign at the same time. So how long were you active in FAM? Because more or less the time that he had and the time that you had, if they coincide, then you guys were kind of in there for maybe about 2 years at max.
Yeah, pretty much. Joined maybe maybe like 6 months before I debuted. I was there and I was editing like random videos, so I didn't have my PlayStation with me, so I couldn't actually do what I wanted. And then maybe 6 months after I initially joined, I debuted. And then
did they come to you, or you came to them, or
they were doing this like what were they doing? Application process, and it was actually supposed to be a joke between me and Define because they didn't like us and we weren't too fond of them, so we were like, all right, we're just gonna mess around, see if we get it. Funny enough, we got in.
Okay.
Because they thought we were trolling. We were like, oh no, we actually want to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the application that it require?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, it's fine.
It was send us some of your best work, and we were like, we run a whole league. We could send them like a whole bunch of stuff. But the funny thing is, Define didn't have anything. So I was like, all right, use this video I made and say you made it, and then we both got in off of that.
Oh, so you got in. That's cool. So then you were there. Like, I guess so run me through your time there. Let me know the basics of how stuff went down there. You said you were editing matches. So what are you using? Using Adobe? What are you using? Premiere? Using Sony Vegas?
We were using Sony Vegas, and they gave us scripts to do. And it was such a long, tedious process. It was like German Suplex 5, do the taunt out of that, run back towards them. We were like, bro, this is so annoying. We can't do this.
Wait. See, you got the tip of the spear. Now you got to elaborate. So you received scripts. So
yeah, they gave us like in the early days, maybe 2K15 to 2K16. They would give us a whole rundown, spot to finish of how they wanted the match to go.
Oh my God! So and then were you tasked with recreating that in the game, or were you tasked with editing that?
Both.
Wait.
I had to play the match, then edit the match.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was rough. It was very
So
rough.
I guess that's probably why there's always so few events for that organization.
That's at that time it was,
Oh
and
my
then over
God.
time they started trusting me more. They're like, all right, start doing what you want in the match.
Whoa.
And I was like, all right, cool.
When you have a script, like how long does that actually take? Because that sounds really tedious.
It took about, maybe, depending on how free you and the other person were, it took anywhere from like 3 days to a week to finish, just to record.
Yeah, because you gotta. Okay, I'm trying to visualize this in my head, so you gotta meet me halfway here. All right, so, all right, me and you gotta work a scripted match. So,
Right.
within our match, we have like a checklist of shit that we have to actually do in that match.
Yes.
So, oh boy, this is.
So let's say we're doing your guy versus my guy, and the booker is like, all right, step 1, circle around the ring. Step 2, lock up. Step 3, German suplex, do the taunt backflip out of it, run, do a drop kick. And then that's pretty much the whole spot. That's pretty much the whole match for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this reminds me that I think somebody from that spot was probably like a low-level wrestler back in the day to be on some fucking what's this dude's name? Some Ole Anderson Dutch Mantel spot joint. Okay, so again, I'm trying to visualize it. So do we, like, let's say we try to do the circle around and then I mess it up. We don't have to restart the game, but we have to kind of do it again until we get it right in the actual video, right?
Yeah, you would just pretty much restart and just do that over again.
No. When you say restart, I don't mean restart the game. I mean like you just, because for example, when I'm recording a video, if I'm doing any kind of like video content, like an intro or whatever, I'll just keep the video running and then chop out what I need. So do you do it like that? So you're not actually restarting the match. You just
no, you don't have to do that.
Okay,
no.
yeah. So you basically so in essence, let's say your match is 20 minutes. It's not out of the ordinary that if you look at the clock, you've been in that match for about 2 hours.
No, that's normal. That's very normal.
Okay, see, I get it now. It's like, I have to do this now. I have to do that, and then maybe you take notes where you gotta. That sounds tedious as fuck, bro.
It was tedious. It was very tedious.
Oh my God, that's.
But the funny part is, I wasn't in it. At first, I was in it because I was like, yo, I'm gonna get my name up. I'm gonna help my people out. We're gonna get their name up, and we're gonna attempt to be like a same level of fan. And then one day, FAM would do like these review competitions where like, oh, if you send them the best review, you can be on our show or whatever. So there was this one video. There was like this disabled kid, and like I'm talking about completely disabled, like wheelchair bound, all that. And he was watching one of the shows that I helped put together. I was like, yo, I'm gonna start doing stuff for like kids like him. And then I found out there's definitely more kids like him that I was watching. So I was like, I'm gonna change why I'm actually doing this, and I became more happy doing it.
Okay, I get that. So how did you find out that the kid was actually watching? Did he like mention it to them or something? Or
no, his parents recorded a
that's
video
nice.
of him watching. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! I wasn't prepared to feel heartstrings right now.
Right,
Jesus.
that's what I was thinking at the time. Yeah.
Damn, I would. Ooh, okay, well, I'm okay with that. I'm a little stunned. I don't know how to react to that. So basically, okay, I gotta find something negative now. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting the picture more or less. All right. So, I guess with this comes accolades and whatnot. So how does that work? Because what Nick told me was essentially that, you know, it's all about who you know and what you know. Since, if I'm correct, you've mainly been in FAM and your joint, New Age Horizons. Anything else in between, or is it just that's where you're known from, those two spots?
I'm known for those, but I've been in other shows, but they haven't lasted, you know.
Yeah, the stuff looks like they come and they go.
Yeah, pretty much.
I actually saw a show on Twitch the other day. Happened on it. I won't say the name because I don't want it to sound disparaging, but I like the production values. And I showed my guys like, yo, look at the production values, and they're like, oh, this is cool. And then once a certain section started, they're like, yeah, we're done. I'm like, what happened? And it was they had the standing and talking but not moving. I was like, oh. And yeah, like that kills a lot of people. That kind of killed me too. And I don't know, man. It's weird when it comes to like the things that people tap out on. Like with my stuff, most people, as soon as they go to a match and there's two people fighting and there's no commentary, they're like, yeah, fuck this. Like, I get it. It is what it is. Okay, but back to what I was saying regarding, I guess, influence and or clout. I don't know. Does your range of influence account for that? Because since you've been mainly in two spots, it seems like are you kind of like insulated from this horse shit, basically?
Nah, I pretty much know everyone and talk to everyone.
Oh, but like when you say you know everyone, does that mean that people are still throwing shit your way, or what? Or at least that you're
not so
privy
much
to?
Anymore. Like Nick said, it is who you know and who you talk. I don't really get too much shit my way unless I somehow accidentally started up. But nah, I don't really get it.
What is there anything in particular that you would like? I asked him like, what's some horrible shit that he witnessed, and he ran me through some of the stuff. Did you ever experience any kind of horrible shit in this call community?
The only one that pretty recently, it was like, I think it was it was actually pretty much a year ago to this day. Some dude called me out. He called me the hard R, and I was like, whoa, yeah.
Wait, hold up, whoa, hold up. Now is this via role play or
no? This was like, okay, so a little backstory.
Go ahead. You got a backstory. Yes.
At FAM Royal Rumble, they let him on. This was before I found out he called me that. But in the Twitch chat, everyone was saying, "Oh, he looks like a fat AJ Styles."
He looks like a what?
He looks like a fat AJ Styles. That's what they said. So,
oh shit. Okay.
He didn't really like that. He's not used to being made fun of because from maybe F.P.R 2009 all the way up to that point, he was pretty much loved and revered. But during my match, everyone pretty much loved me. They didn't really mind what I was doing.
Yeah.
So apparently later that night, they got into a party. He was like, "Oh, that N-word Frisco, da 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 da. I can't believe they loved him but hated me." And then someone told me what he said. And then, yeah.
Hold up, I'm gonna just cut you off real quick, and it might just be because I had a half of a beer. But so you sure it's not GGA? It's hard R.
Nah, it was hard.
This motherfucking Yakubia dropped a hard R. In a party. God, come on, man. You mayonnaise motherfucker. Really? Really? Like,
yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm sure. Is there more to it other than that? Because I'm sorry, I cut you. I took the one that you said.
Nah, then I did a whole Twitter thread of him.
Did he at least apologize?
No, he didn't apologize.
Oh,
he
man,
pretty much ran out of the community.
Fuck you. Oh, look at that, you motherfucking coward. Yeah. So, by that token, I will take that and I will do my Tyra Banks impression and offer my own story. So, maybe, because, again, for those who haven't been listening, been in 14 years, and I've dealt with all manner of people in any capacity. You name the person, I have dealt with that person in the sense of that personality type. So we had one dude, his name was Wild Man Willie motherfucking Watson. Wanted to go to the Navy, right? Wild Man Willie Watson, and he was a friend of a friend. And so I was like, all right, friend of a friend, that's cool. He fights one of our guys. We call him our gatekeeper, K. D'Angelo, big motherfucker. He's a big black dude, basically, and out of character. He's actually a pastor or a preacher, something, one of those things. A good guy, not very short of words. Good gentleman. He's been with OCW for about maybe 12 to 14 years. We call him the gatekeeper. He's like lifetime legacy award winner, Hall of Famer, all around just a good dude. But he will beat the shit out of you. So Wild Man Willie Watson fights K. D'Angelo. And I don't know if it was during the chat or whatever, but he dropped more than one hard R. KD beat the white off this motherfucker. And after that, we saw that, we found out what happened, we made fun of him, and then we promptly removed him from the community. And I said he wanted to join the Navy, but something happened. I think he had a rage quit, and he wound up punching a window and hurt himself. So fuck you, no Navy for you as well. So shout out to Wild Man Willie Watson, you racist motherfucker. That's what you get, you son of a bitch. Sorry. Like, there was no Twitter for that. There was just like, KD was like, that sissy said what? And he beat his ass. Whooped this motherfucking ass. And this was unprompted, too. This was nothing. This was just hard R for the sake of a hard R. I don't know, maybe to be edgy. I don't know how it is in the Midwest with the internet kids. Some of them are a little bit, but damn. Yeah. So he got chased out of the community with his fat AJ Styles ass. Man, fuck yo. I don't know. It just makes me mad. Like, I know it's supposed to be just a word, but just in general, like that, really? Because when you say it like that, then you know you racist. You know you racist. When you just say it like that. Like me, I'm from New York. I say GGA like I all the time. I'm from Harlem, but I stopped. I'm like, let mean, it's 2018. I gotta relax a little bit. You gotta calm down. Never once ever thought about dropping a hard R. Ever. I don't. Fucking mayonnaise motherfuckers. Anyway, sorry about that. That shit got me worked up. Like, there's no. And then the thing is the context of it. What because people liked you better? Oh, big fucking deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't handle it if someone likes you better. Oh, big. Okay. Well, hey, it is what it is. That's just whatever. Good. I'm glad he's gone. I don't even want to know his stupid name. Because if I see him on my timeline, I'm gonna be upset and say something dumb. Probably get kicked off Twitter. I don't like shit like that. That makes me upset. All right. Let me see where we at. Again, I didn't really come super duper prepared because all you did was like, yo, I want to talk about Unite. I was like, okay, and then we left it at that, and I had a bunch of other shit I had to deal with. But before we go to the Unite stuff, so we had to call people are terrible for the most part. Your experiences with the core people. I had a question. I was trying to think, and my brain just blanked. Give me 1 second to come up with it. Yes. All right, might as well fuck it. Let's go to Unite stuff. So you're part of Unite, correct?
Yeah.
All right, and you were here to discuss Unite, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm not really sure how to approach this because while I don't feel any ill will, what you did say previously kind of leads credence to what I said last week regarding the amount of work required, which I can say, oh, okay, well, yeah, if you want, so let me just go out and say it. Is the fact that there's a wall that you can or cannot pay for, is that just for the simple fact that there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to compensate those people?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, so that being said, why not just use a Patreon?
I'm not really into like the financial part, but I believe it's because a lot of the people that are in it are children. They don't have the funds to fund a Patreon, so that's the whole purpose of the GOP. Like, even though it's free, but it's not really free because you're wasting your time.
Well,
but
see, that was the thing. So I went to go look up the Gawk Box thing, and because that's what bugged me the most. So looking up the Gawk Box thing. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Gawk, whatever.
Yeah, Gawk Box.
Whatever the fuck that is. I looked it up on the Glassdoor. There's no listing. So basically, Glassdoor is when they have like company reviews. People say their time at a company. I didn't see anything, so I was like, that's kind of a red flag. When you pull up the information, everything's from last year, so that's not too much of a red flag, but that's kind of like, what are they doing? There's an article about them basically using, donating or whatever money to get, I guess, newer streamers, put on. So that's cool, but that was last year in August 2017. And then, upon further inspection, like, it still seemed a little bit fugazi in the sense that, like, they tout that they're with like Ninja and Dr. Disrespect, but that's basically from like a third party angle of, and again, I know you're not the financier guy, which is a little weird because I'm not trying to go at you, but you're gonna be like, I don't, you're gonna go, I don't know, but yeah, of course you don't, but you're gonna sit there and defend, and I'm not jumping on you, I'm just saying that's what, so they have like they'll show like Ninja and Dr. Disrespect and all these big people, but it's basically a tipping application. So, but the thing is, all applications do the same thing, so you can put those people on the platform, and they don't even have to know that they're on the platform to be put on the platform. If you get what I'm saying,
right?
Like it's basically like I don't know how to give a good example of it, but you can just have like the top guys on and be like, oh, these are the top guys, but they're not really affiliated with it, but they can get paid from it, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So that's what that is. So I get that it's to get the young people. That actually makes a lot more sense now that's one method of doing it. But then again, looking at the EULA and doing, trying to do my best due diligence, what it also looks like is that it's just like, as I mentioned with Nick, those survey sites things. And again, as a grown ass man, I hate that shit. I don't want people knowing my address, my phone number, none of that shit. So basically they're taking my information, and that's what they're doing, not Unite per se, but the stuff they're using that takes people's information, and it goes to third parties and all sorts of bullshit. And this is continuing that gets a whole lot cycle. Now I guess you could say, I'm trying to do both sides before I let you retort. You could say, well, like Facebook does that. It does, but fuck Facebook as well. Just because they do it doesn't mean it's good. That's what it looks like from my perspective. So alternatively, what's to stop you guys from maybe using like the Twitch bits, because that's what a lot of people use for their younger audience, Twitch bits as well.
You know what's funny? That they're not using Twitch because I don't know. I guess they would be all YouTube based, but they're using the YouTube super chat feature or whatever. So I guess that's kind of the alternative to the Twitch.
Wait, you said YouTube super chat. Like, all right, break that down for me.
I think I'm not really too familiar with it because I'm not really into YouTube streaming, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much like Twitch bits in some aspect or something like
in some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you wanted to talk about Unite, so I'm here. So hit me with the spiel. Hit me because I know I came at you. I'm not trying to be, but I gotta. So come at me. What you got?
All right. So essentially, the whole GOG thing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just for a way for the kids who don't have the funds to pay for the people who make the content, able to pay for the content. And they use that money to pay the editors for transparency.
I call that from the jump. That's what makes obvious sense.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Like I was much like you. I was like, this is mad weird. Like, why are we using apps to have to get money and all that? And over time, I was like, you know what? Maybe there's nothing wrong. So I signed up and I was like, I don't really have to give any information except my email and password to make an account. I wasn't really too weirded out by it once I actually started getting into it. Not to say I paid anyone anything. I just wanted to see how it worked.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to sell you short, but even with the email address, like the way that the data travels and whatnot, when you do that, a lot of times, like, again, if you look in the EULA, it basically says that they have whatever to monitor your traffic habits. And for most people, but 90% of people, it doesn't matter. But for someone like me, it's like, what the fuck? Leave me alone. So I'm just saying from my perspective, my thing is, if this is the case, like I suspected, because the way you mentioned it, that's work. And by all means, get your money. I don't have no problem getting your bread. It's just that I don't like that particular avenue. Like, I don't see, there has to be some other alternative to make a little bit of bread from something. Like, especially nowadays, even with the youngsters are buying shit left and right. They don't have to use GOG. There could be other things. They could be some kind of Patreon usage. They could be, like I mentioned, Twitch bits or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. That's what fundamentally bothers me about it. And then moving on to that, someone sent me. I'm gonna send exactly what they told me. It wasn't a rude reply, but I have it in front of me. And basically, what he said, shout out to this young man, De Niro. I'm not sure if you'll follow afterwards if he hears it anyway. He said, so basically, I think the Unite is a paywall. You can use apps to get currency, which is optional, but there are some young people like myself who are able to play those apps instead of just paying real money. They want to be able to unite the entire community, and they need people who actually want to unite us all. And not be like some places where they're going to join and be like, I deserve to be pushed because I'm awesome. Quotation marks. I actually popped for that, by the way. So shout out to Nero for that one. And then conflict happens within 2 weeks and then it dies, which also happens a lot of times in these communities. The fact that you actually want to work for it shows how dedicated you want to actually unite the community and not just be pushed to the moon. That's just my opinion anyway. So for that, I kind of agree with that. But the thing is, what I don't agree with is, if you want to, it's basically like pay to play. And in his example, he's basically saying that, you got to pay to play, and by paying to play, whether it be the apps or by using your credit card or your debit card or whatever the hell you're using, that's what shows that you want to be part of the community. And that feels very disingenuous, and that feels very sycophantic, if you know what I mean. I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds like a word. Basically, like I mentioned earlier, like a cult thing. Like, I'm not trying to put you under the bus. I know you seem like a decent enough dude. And I remember one of the dudes that was kind of like on that whole paywall shit. You posted something, and then like you too, and you were like, "Hey man, I'm just passing the message." So I know you like, "Oh shit, man, I ain't trying to get worked up." Like, the thing is, I don't see there's not an issue with creators getting paid for content, but it's just the optics of it look really is kind of like the optics of it seem like have and have nots. Okay, well, I paid my money, so I'm here now, so I'm special. So another thing that I may have noticed is that, people who regularly wouldn't be, I guess, part of, like, remember, they had applications for you guys to join, and you guys joined on a whim and got lucky. Now it's just, give us some money, pay some apps, and you're here. But then, by that same token, those people are not necessarily going to get booked, but they will be, I guess, put in like feature spots? Is that like a correct understanding, or am I off a little bit?
From my understanding, because I joined pretty late in the game, but my understanding is they do the whole Godbox thing. They come in, they spend X amount of time talking about what they want to do with their characters in the show, and then they book. I think since now they have more people, we're doing more content to get more people on the show. So, yeah, pretty much what you're saying. Yeah, honestly.
So basically, like, you know, you pay to get. All right, how do I? Because I'm not knocking. I want to be straight. I'm not knocking the hustle. I just don't like the optics, because, in my opinion, if y'all good enough, look, if I could fucking make like $50 a month and I'm trash, y'all could do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. And shout out to my patrons. I love y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It's going straight to the server. Appreciate it. But it's like, you know, pocket watching. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know, man. It just, I feel like like I said, I feel like the optics really don't, like, it doesn't feel like it's an effort to unite. I feel like it's an effort to get paid, because, all right, in your example, so, you know, I joined and I'm giving you whatever I'm sure that the amount doesn't dictate where you stand. I'm pretty sure that's the case, right? No,
it's $10 a month, or 10 bucks a month.
I hate that. Don't never say that again in front of me, please.
No, $10 a month. Yeah.
Don't ever say gawk bucks in front of. Oh God. So okay. So I paid my money, and so here's the other question that I had. And I'm jumping around because, again, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So if it makes for bad listening, I apologize to the listeners. You know, kiss my ass, whatever. So in this aspect, are the people who are paying, they telling you what more or less they want to do, but after that, do they have any hand in that process, or is that the point where the guys who are going to get paid, I guess the editors, that's when they say, okay, well, now we're going to take your guy and we're going to do XYZ, because that's what it sounds like.
No, I guess they discuss their characters with the people who do the characters, and they're happy with those. I've spoken to a few. They're pretty happy with their characters.
No, but that. Wait. All right. How do I explain this? So do the Unite guys make the characters for the people based on their specifications?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the first thing. Okay. Call creation. Got you. That alone takes time as well. So, you know, no problem. Okay. So I come in, I'm like, yo, I want to be Fat AJ Styles. They go, okay. And then they'll make me Fat AJ Styles. And then I have, you know, FAJ. Okay, cool. So I have that guy. So now at that point, do I say where I want to be on the card, or do I say what I'm trying to do, or what do I go? Take me through that.
They have different divisions. There's the title, tag titles, women's title. And then you pretty much tell them what division you want to be in. And then I'm a match player / editor. So what I will do to make them feel even more included is I'll talk to them like, yo, what's your character? What would you like to do in the match? Just so it feels like I'm not completely taking 100% control of what they want to do, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, when you say it like that, it doesn't... I get what you're saying, but when you say it like that, I was like, yo, don't say it like that. You gotta... I get where you're coming from, but in that respect, so essentially... I have my Fat AJ Styles, me and you have a talk, and I'm like, yo, I want to, you tell me like, all right, well, no, actually, no, pretend that I'm one of these people. Like, what would you tell me? Like, I want to go into, I don't know, one of these singles divisions for fat people, so, because I'm Fat AJ Styles. So, you're gonna talk to me, what are you going to tell me?
All right, you'll be in the Golden Star division, that's what it's called.
Okay.
We're going to have to, since we've planned up to this point, we're going to have to put you here, here, and here. Mm-hmm. We'll have someone play your match for you, and that person will probably talk to you about what you want to do. That's inside the match.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to go to. So basically these people, they put their money, and then you guys kind of facilitate the world for them.
Yes.
See... By that token, again, I agree 100%. Please get paid for that, because if I had to do that shit, I would peel my eyes out. I'm like, no. Like, the fact that you walk to somebody and talk to them to make them feel included. I've been doing this for 14 years. I've never made anyone feel included in anything. I'm there. Everybody who's been on my site, they're like, oh, how'd you join? Like, I joined and you told me to go fuck myself. and I stayed. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess, that works. So I dig that. And I dig that you guys are, building a world. And I guess, they're basically, you're essentially kind of doing almost like an MMO kind of thing within the confines of the WWE engine. And again, just to reiterate, get paid, because now from what you said, that is an exponential amount of work.
Yeah.
Again,
and then the guys do the graphics from scratch. Like I can't even fathom.
That's After Effects, brother. And I don't know about from scratch. I should let you know.
Oh,
just a little bit, tiny bit,
I don't do the graphics. Like,
a little tiny bit, just letting you know. That's the part that used to get me. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this. Oh, okay. No, the presentation is cool, and that's good. And I like that it's trying to build to that core audience. And you saw me on that aspect. As I expected when I spoke to Nick, I figured that it is to compensate the people, because especially now that feels like that's more effort being put forward. And then for someone of that ilk to be like, oh hey, you took my idea and you did that. Like some people like that. And this is gonna sound really shitty, so I'm gonna preface it. Some people like that kind of that passive, like set it and forget it. My guys are like, fuck no, I want to I want to do that. I don't want you to do it for me. I want to do that. Some of them are lazy though, so shout out to the lazy motherfuckers. But no, so I get that. Okay, that makes sense. Again, it's just when it comes down to it, like you guys need someone for PR, because that
I'm not the PR guy. I know you came clear a little bit up.
No, but you basically confirm what I thought, because again, even if you're using some little shortcuts with After Effects, it's still an amount of work, because I do that shit too, and it's not fun. Although I do sometimes, if you spend $20 on my Patreon, I will provide you with a custom After Effects introduction, free of charge. Technically, not really, but you get the idea. Right. So yeah, I get it now. That's still wow. So how many people you got, like, roughly?
Oh, I can look right now. Give me one.
Sure. And is it a website, or because I don't see a website either?
Nah, it's a Discord chat.
Oh, so you have to pay to be in the Discord chat too?
Yeah, there's a free one, and there's a and
so wait,
I'm looking at, there's about 100 or something people.
Okay, that's a good amount of people. All right, so you when you spend when you join, I guess when you become the subscriber tier, that's when you go to the paid one.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that does, like, in retrospect, it does make people feel included. It does make people feel like when you have to validate your expenditure, if you will. Not everybody, but there's certain people like, well, I'm those kind of people. So I get that. So for the most part, people that I've spoken to after the podcast with Nick have been basically like, more or less what I confirmed and I thought. So that's not too bad. I'm not knocking the hustle. It's just,
I get it, because the golf ball shit is like weird to me too.
It's
like,
still weird to me now. You've done nothing to dissuade me from that. If they were to be like, hey, here's our Patreon, do that, or here's Twitch bits, or here's whatever else. There's other applications and whatnot. I'd be, hey, go for it. But there's no website, so that's one whatever out of the way. There's a Discord, which is, Discord's Discord, and I have a Discord. Pretty much everyone has a Discord now, so that's not really I actually charged $10 for a custom Discord thing, and I just started doing that, and don't feel bad at all. I feel great, because people who do it, they're supporting the community, so I'm fine with that. So I mean, I get it. So, and this is also why people who would be, from Jump Street or whatever, like I joined today with Fat AJ Styles, non-racist version, and I joined today. I won't be in something until maybe a month or two from now, because obviously if there's things in the works. So what happens when you're gonna have the inevitable whatever discrepancy? Because what if a guy doesn't want to do the job? Like, what happens with that? Or is everybody just like, gee willikers, I'm happy to fucking give you guys money. Okay, I'm just happy to be here.
Honestly, no one's had that problem yet.
You've only had like one show, though, right? Or has there been two shows? There's
been, I think it's been like two, like our actual brand show, and then there's like another show called Unite, right? So that's what I do, and then
yeah, I saw that was like a 15-minute just one match. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, but like it was weird that it was an actual show, but it's just one match. But the people,
I think it's just to get more content.
I get it. So the people
don't feel like they're just, oh, I paid this money. Why is nothing coming out?
See,
so
yeah, you kind of. There you go. You kind of confirm. You kind of confirming exactly what I thought. Like, hey man, man, I gave you motherfuckers $10. Why am I not on the card? Here's a rivals match. Oh, okay. Well, I want to be on the card still. I want to be on the fucking. I want to be on fucking Unitiversary or whatever the fuck it's called. I want to be there. Maybe. Okay. Like, do you? So, how long has this actually been going on? Because it feels like it's relatively new.
Like Nick said, there was a time there was like a little from FAM. They started their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been like maybe a year now. They've been playing it. It's been a thing for maybe 6 months.
So it's still relatively new. So you still have that growth period.
Yeah, it's still relatively new. So I'm still figuring out like alongside you pretty much.
Yeah. See, this was the question that I had asked Jacob and I had asked Nick as well about the quantifying factors of a call. In the case of Unite, it's even more prevalent for the simple fact that you have a guy that his only quantifying factor is that he paid X amount of money. So what would dictate if this guy is a main eventer or whatever? Is it just
these guys? Some of these guys actually do their own. So what I'm understanding is like if your character's a solid character and you have the promo work to back it up, I personally believe they'll be more inclined to be like, oh, let's push this guy a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you said solid character, what dictates a solid? What dictates a solid character?
Within Unite, I think it's the presentation of your car, the backstory of your car. That's pretty much it.
How do you guys do again, gotta call back to with the Nick stuff, like a role play stuff? Is it just within the game or
they do promos like on the channel?
So it's like just basically voice promos.
Voice promos, yeah.
They're not static images, right?
No.
Thank God. Okay. Plus one for you guys. Thank God. Thank God for that. Okay, so let me ask you this. So could this be used by somebody to try to big up their station and call? Like, yo, I'm in Unite. I'm in the Unite mid call B. I'm fighting fucking right. Francis McDormand right now, son.
By call, do you mean like the entire WWE Games community?
I guess I mean that timeline community that you and Nick are a part of.
Oh,
I'm the observer.
See, I guess the emulation or sim community, that's where a lot of them don't even respect Unite.
Oh,
yeah. Like, I can go into a party right now. I can be like, yo, I'm in Unite. Like, oh, fuck you. I'm like, all right, I respect yours. Okay, you know.
Yeah. Shit. All right, well, damn. So is it maybe to get more clout within the Unite community, maybe?
Probably, and I would say the WWE Games community as a whole, which I don't see a problem with.
When you say, all right, so what's the difference between the WWE Games community and then say actually, I answered my own question because the CAW community isn't. Because you also have
it's its own bubble, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, if you're gonna break down the communities within WWE, give me some examples.
So I think it's the WWE Games community as a whole. You got your what's some YouTubers? I can't even name them.
No, you have to name them. Yeah, you got
and all them. Yeah.
The universe YouTubers. Yeah.
Then you have the sim community, which is pretty much guys like me, Nick, etc. and all that. And then you have the role play community, which you guys touched into a little bit. And then I want to say the comp guys, because I think comp pretty much died once it got into new gen.
You know what? Comp is still alive and well at OCWFed.com for all your comp needs, baby. It's comp and hybrid. So you get the old school EFED feel, you get the text role plays, and you get to get your ass whooped by some people sometimes. I still think like you kind of right though. Comp really did fucking go by the wayside.
Yeah, I was in the comp community.
I mean, but again, see, the comp community is that's work that people aren't prepared to do, and I've been doing it for the longest time. So I've hiccups here and there, but
how so? Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, the thing is that at one point we had to decide where if we wanted to be comp or what I like to call hybrid, and there's people like you can't have both. I'm like, fuck you, we gonna do it. So basically, like I told Nick, we have matches, and for the most part, the weekly shows, you know, if we have 6 matches on the weekly show, you'll have a couple duds, maybe 1 or 2 duds, especially if people are new or rookies. But for the most part, the latter part of the card is usually top notch. Like the matches, they flow. Right. They're competitive, but they flow pretty good. Like, because you have if you put a high end guy versus low end guy, you usually just get a raffle stomp. But if you put guys who are more or less the same level, guys or girls, you wind up getting something interesting. Like we had a match actually yesterday that I posted because I'm on vacation, so I posted the show a day late because I could do that. We had Valkyrie versus Kat. Valkyrie is basically 5'0", blonde hair. She's from Valhalla. Beautiful. Everyone loves. Like she's the most beloved character we've had in I don't know how long. Like everywhere, everyone loves Valkyrie's awesome. She's basically white meat baby face, little short blonde white girl, and she's just top, perfect, nice, not perfect, but wholesome, I guess. And then she fought Kat. Kat is basically the handler for Kat is the KD guy, and he's been here forever. But Kat is basically a former 4-time women's champion, a very very big woman. And usually anytime Valkyrie fights, she's the underdog. But she always, most of the time, her win-loss record is 50-50 right now. But she always, goes down swinging. So she fought Kat, and the match basically was about 6 minutes. And I guess Kat didn't know that you have to distract the ref before you do low blow. And she cracked her right in the fucking uterus. And Valk won. And so, and Valk was like, I don't know how to, it's perfect. It's fine. It works with whatever story you have because Valk is always the underdog. So it doesn't, it works out just fine. And then we had the mid-level match, which was a guy named Quartz, who's a rookie who just became a wrestler, versus Mugen, who's basically a legend right now. You can check out his showcase on the YouTube as well. Fucking Organza. He's amazing. And Mugen's basically like a mad scientist kind of dude, Asian, kind of crazy. And Quartz is a kind of schizophrenic dude. They fought. This was kind of a hype match throughout the show. They fought, and while Quartz wound up losing, it got really, really close at the end. So it wasn't necessarily like a burial. It's almost a pseudo passing of the torch because Mugen is more or less on his way out because RL, married and all that other kind of shit. But he's a legend, so it doesn't even really matter. So he won, but he won very, very narrowly. And then the main event was the guy I mentioned last week, Bobby Mineo, versus the current Pride champion, Court Marshall. Now, they're both pretty much even skill-wise, and Bobby generally doesn't win, but Bobby took a fucking W yesterday. So, the momentum train is rising again. So now, if they fight the next pay-per-view, December 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, Devil's Night, baby, 2018, always be pressing. It might be close because he already won the match against the champion in the main event right now. And Court Marshall isn't even a top tier champion. He at best would be considered maybe mid tier, and that's only on Xbox One. We also have PS4. So The thing with comp is you have to distinct. We have a bunch of dumbass rules, not dumbass, but they prevent the game from looking like just spamming a headbutt or spamming stomps and just being really cheesy. If you're from OCW, it makes sense. But if you look on the outside, you kind of go, oh, why are they doing that? Well, that's why, because we have to kind of balance the shit that WWE gave us, because if not, you get cheese, or you have to get like you guys.
What is it, like 2 red before Finn, unclean entry, all that?
No, it's we simplified it, but it's basically to end the match you got to have a 1 yellow 1 red on the opponent. So we made it so you don't have to take forever. It's 1 yellow 1 red body part, and then after that we also have what's called a reset. So we can do X amount of, like, we have a window where we can do damage, and then after that we go for a pinfall for flavor, makes it look good, or you get a reset, which is basically we get you back up, and then they knock you a little bit so you can move again, so you're not just sitting there dead. Depending on who you play, because some people will keep you down and fuck you up, or some people some people let you, because the thing is the more time you spend down, you get, you regen. So you kind of want to keep that time, whatever. The good thing about comp is a lot of comp players have a really good notion of mechanics. Right. So that's when I was talking about with Nick before, how if you know your move set and someone else knows their move set, you can make magic. That's what it's all about. So, I would say our win rate is maybe 75% where we get stuff that's like, oh, okay. And then sometimes we get stuff that's like, wow, that's bad. But, it's par for the course. You got to have bad matches for people to complain about. So,
you're right.
That's basically so. But you're right, though. The comp scene did kind of take, I don't know other than us. I know one other comp person. Shout out to GFW, and I don't really know nobody else that does it or does it in any kind of good capacity, basically, other than people.
Pretty much fell off.
But I see a lot of sim stuff, and I see what I see a lot of that. Like I see a lot of universe.
Yeah, universe stuff. That's pretty big. I don't know what.
Like there's a lot of the big YouTubers, they do their own universe mode, and them joints get like way like I'm not trying to throw shade at y'all guys, but they get way better numbers.
Yeah,
like, Comp don't get shit anyway. I know Comp don't get shit, but like universe mode, AI joint, they those get numbers, and it's good for them.
Yeah.
My thing is when it comes to sim stuff or the because you guys don't do that, so it's a little bit different. When it comes to that guy, I always try to figure out, what makes that guy the guy. And Nick was like, it's who you know, and you said it's kind of like your promos or whatever. But tell me about the promo stuff. How does that, like, those are voice promos, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Have you done a few of them? I'm sure you have.
I've done a few, yeah, I have.
Are they cringy?
I think they're cringy. Some people say I like it, but I think everything.
When you kind of know when it's cringy and know when it's not.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm gonna say like a lot of it, like for example, I'm not trying to disparage fan, but I checked out like bits and pieces, and I saw one guy, I don't know who it was a while ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. Cause see, the thing with fam is like when they were doing their stuff with WWE, we also did it, but we did it like every week, and by maybe the 11th week, everybody was like, "Yo, this is too much work," and we stopped. And we went back to what we were doing, which is basically like the web show with the text, with the RPs and the videos.
Yeah.
Fam was like, "We'll just do this, but we'll do this every couple of weeks," and I was like, "We should do that," and then everyone was like, "Nah, we can't." Like, yeah, you're right, and we ain't do that because it don't make it's like the turnaround time is if you have time to sit there and cook a show, then you got it's cool. For example, like right now we have a show today, and we have a show we have a show yesterday, and we have a show tomorrow, and at the end of the month we've already did by the end of this month it's gonna be 8 shows, not including pay-per-views, that we've already did 8 full shows. And the amount of, if you're someone who likes to read, then you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is so many words? But people nowadays don't. They're like, I don't like words, I like pictures, I like my calls to not move and talk. So so I get the discrepancy. And I get where you guys, take your time, because that shit is not, I told you, like, we were doing, like, this is taking too long. Like, yeah, this is an hour. Yeah. This is a lot of work. But we were doing it every week, and everyone was like, we can't do this. I'm like, yeah, you're right. We can't do this. We can't do this every week. And nobody wanted to do, because the way we operate, we can't really, it really kind of hurts us to do it because I was thinking, how about we do it every 2 weeks? It kind of hurts us. How about every month? Like, that hurts. Like, it's not good. We have to kind of keep the content going for our audience, because the league audience might be different than a sim audience or a call audience. It might be a little bit different, because you can let things sit or whatever. Let me ask you this: do you guys have like are they adequate discussions on shows, or is it just comments?
I would say Twitter is where like the discussions happen, or maybe like PlayStation parties and stuff like that, where everyone's not involved. It's just like a select group of friends in case you want to talk shit, something like that.
Oh, so there's not like one select area where people can just kind of congregate and discuss?
I mean, if we do a live stream chat, like, you can talk there. Other than that, it's pretty much Twitter or amongst your friends and private parties or group chats going on.
That kills me, son.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I have a shitty forum, and we have a Discord, so I always implore people to talk to discuss on the forum, and maybe use Discord for whatever. But since Discord, most of the discussion is on Discord, which is fine. But the problem is that discussion kind of just comes and goes. Whereas if it's on a forum, you can kind of sit there and digest it, and then get thoughtful comments, if you understand, or thoughtful discussion, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what I would prefer, like a genuine, thoughtful discussion for feedback.
Oh my God, son! It does. You know what it is? It also helps for morale or whatever, because people kind of know what works and what doesn't, as opposed to one guy on Discord saying, "Oh yeah, that shit was whack." Why? That's why it's whack. But then you go on the forum and he's like, "Yo, I didn't like your match, Lance, and here's why. X, Y, Z, da 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 da." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And you say, "Oh, okay, I get you," but maybe blah blah, and you guys have that. That discussion, and that gets going. When it's on Discord or Twitter, you only get bits and pieces where someone goes, "Dude, that was whack. That's stupid. I like that." or thank you, Lance, for inspiring me. And like, okay, cool, great. you just kind of get like a little lost in the sauce, more so to speak. So yeah, I think we made some good discussion, and we'll wrap up very shortly. But before that, let me ask you this question: do you see the Unite thing being long term, or more of kind of like, you know, because the thing is, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Before I say that, let me ask you: did you get any bread yet without pocket chasing?
Yeah. All
right, cool. There you go. That's what I saw. As a bona fide.
How much? I'm not gonna disclose how much.
No, I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna be like, so how much? But like, you know, as long as you got something, you know, you like it, you feel quantified in. So let me ask you this: what this one might be a little controversial. With what you received, did you feel fairly compensated for your work that you provided?
Yeah.
That hesitation. Anyway, I ain't trying to get.
It was like I was thinking. I was like, I could have. Because sometimes I'm like, yo, when I watch it back, like, yo, I could have did.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Good. Look. Again, I have no problem with people who create content to be compensated, because it's not easy. Whatever you do, whether it be YouTube, whether it be the WWE stuff, especially with the way that if you want to use highlight reel, I'm turning into fucking Paul Heyman where I can't breathe. But when you use highlight reel and you have to fight with it for like these long loading times, it's like that shit ain't fun.
Yo, I'm doing highlight reel matches every other week, and they wanted me to do it weekly, but I was like, no, I cannot.
You're a young man in college, man. You can't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta graduate.
Yeah.
So when you're doing, because you mentioned with the fam stuff, your stuff was mad long. So is the Unite schedule a little bit easier on you?
No, the fam schedule was lighter because we weren't doing shows every week, you know.
Oh, so basically, okay, that makes sense. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get your coins, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
By any means necessary, hoot. Shit, I'm just trying to think of like the long-term implications.
I think it's gonna be long-term. Like, if you speak to like the head guys, they're pretty dedicated to this. And the members, they're all pretty happy, you know, despite how others may feel about the golf balls. They don't care and they don't mind. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like that's where I mentioned the whole, you know, cultish mentality. Like, look, once you apply any kind of once any kind of transaction happens, that's the one hook. That's the first hook.
Yeah.
And this is from personal experience as well, because I'll tell you a quick story after this. That's the first hook. The second hook is a sense of inclusion. Once someone feels they belong someplace, it's going to be very, very difficult to convince them that they don't belong someplace. Or I misspoke. Once someone is convinced they belong to someplace, it's not gonna their mind's not gonna change unless someone comes from above and drops a dookie on their forehead. Even then, some people like, well, you know what? His dookie was misplaced. He meant to hit this guy, but he hit me. It's fine. It happens. And again, this is also from experience when it comes to loyalty. Loyalty is a commodity that cannot be, replenished once it's used. But if you have it, you have a really good, resource and commodity. Period. That's the first thing. That's what I think you guys have, is that loyalty base. My only concern is my fear, whether it's warranted or not, is that some people are there and they're just kind of, because I don't like sycophants. My spot, I wish I had sycophants, but anything I do, they will be up my ass. Any little thing I do, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do this. What are you doing? Like, oh my God. Fine. Shut up. Just leave me alone. Like, I don't have people that will wantonly follow me. I have people that will challenge me, and while it can be annoying, it is refreshing because that's what I prefer, being the kind of person I am. I'm kind of basically no bullshit. So I need people to, if I think something might be right and it's not right, then all right, let me know and let's work on it. But to have people be like, oh hey, sunshine and rainbows, when it's not, that's when you have a problem, because then you got people from the outside looking in and go, oh, this is whack, and you got people, no, it's not, it's great. When were you booked? Last year, but it's great. Like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's my fear. Yeah. My fear is always like the paywall under the guise of uniting the community, which is not, what you confirm, that's not the case. It's essentially just paying people for their work, which is, again, for the millionth time, do you get your coins, but fuck Gawkbox. Dead ass. If you got like a Patreon, boom, I got you, but nah. So you guys are not even, if I can make a suggestion, I would say like, use Twitch to the advantage, because Twitch is really a really good, model for making bread. Like,
right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
For myself, just alone me doing which is barely nothing. I've already made not substantial, but nothing to scoff at either. The simple fact that I got to put on my fucking tax returns is kind of annoying, but such is life.
Damn.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the thing with Twitch. With Twitch, they were like, "Hey, you're an affiliate," and I'm like, "Cool." And then they're like, "We need your information." I'm like, "No," and I just left it. I left it for a year and a half because I'm old. I don't like that shit. I don't like people in my fucking business. But then I'm like, you know what? Let me do this for the community, and I can make, if I could take this, it would help the community. This. So I fucking sat there. I filled out the stupid ass forms, and now I get a fucking at the end of the quarterly, I get some paper I got to give to Uncle Sam so he could take his fucking cut. But still, it ain't much. But it's like, yo, it's still kind of something that it's still kind of significant. So if I'm able to do that, basically half-assing it as one dumb Puerto Rican from Harlem, right? Yeah, could definitely. Not abuse, but you can basically take advantage of that system and the same provide for the community as a whole. And that's what I feel. But again, I don't know these metrics. I don't know numbers. I'm just saying how I feel and how it would kind of look amongst everything else. But then again, I kind of also see how if you have that wall, it also kind of keeps out the riffraff, if you will.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. I think that was one of their main things. They wanted no drama.
See, I mean that's fair, but it also comes to the whole thing about the people you only get are there for it's a slippery slope. But you have any closing thoughts, Mr. Frisco?
Nah, honestly, I didn't want to cut you off because I got it ready for work.
I know. I was looking at the thing. I know you got to be out of here soon. So yes, so that's gonna do it for us, Mr. Frisco. Please give us your plugs and we can send you on your way.
Twitter.com/New Age Horizons. Twitter.com/StarTeamVids. That's all I got.
So you got. When's the next New Horizon show? New Age Horizons.
I'm waiting on one more match before I'll let you guys know on the Twitter account.
Okay. And for me, OCWFed on Twitter and OCWFed on YouTube. OCWFedTV on YouTube. On Twitch, OCWFed, and we have our next show, our big show, where we're gonna try to do what the simulation people do and put all the production value in that motherfucker. December 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Twitch TV /OCWFed and on OCWFed.com for the web show with all the text like the old people like myself with your reading glasses. That's gonna do it with us for the desk. Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate your time.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Hey there. Almost over. If you like what you're listening to, don't forget to hit subscribe. Okay, we're done now. You can go. Seriously, I'm not joking. You can go now. You can stop staring at me. We're done. Okay. All right. Bye.